I've just finished an email reading, which I've done for a lovely lady that's on holiday abroad at the minute, and has asked me to send her an email reading through, and I've just connected her with a mum. Come with me, let me show you how I do it when it's an online reading, but via email. So here I am in the scrying chamber. You guys have been in here with me a few times now, haven't you? And the scrying chamber, as you will have heard me mention before, acts as a real good portal to the spirit world, because the mirrors in this room heighten the way that spirit can access through the mirrors and therefore communicate with us. It works as a real good portal to the spirit world. And what that means is when the energy is open, we can really get all sorts of people, entities even sometimes, animals, children, babies, people from all different times, different eras, different ages, past in different ways, different experiences, different lifetimes, different centuries ago, can all come through these mirrors because of the way that they act, as that real portal to the spirit world. And so it's a real powerful tool as a medium for me to use mirrors in this way, which is why I do so much training in here. From my perspective, I do readings all over the world, and many times I do readings via email or even via voice note. This is a really good way actually of being able to give a really good solid mediumship reading. But for those people that may just not be able to make it in person, you know, sometimes people will work night shifts. So, you know, they're sleeping during the day. It's not possible for them to be able to come for a mediumship reading in person. Other people are just grieving too hard. You know, they may have things going on in their life that they feel, you know, they don't want to go out the house. You know, we grieve our loved ones a lot, don't we? And we grieve hard, you know, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, grief is a sign of how much we love ultimately. So we will notice their loss. And there are many people that want to connect spiritually with their loved ones, but they don't feel able to get out the house, especially in those first immediate parts of the grief process, that they just don't feel strong enough to go out the house. Other people, as we know, when we have lost somebody, and if you've lost somebody before, you will know this too, it affects everything in our life. And I don't just mention this as a medium, I mention this as Dion too. I've lost people as well. But because it affects everything in our life, it can affect our relationships. And so we can feel down, not just about our loss, but about the fact that our life has changed forever. And so email readings, voice note readings, when we're not feeling up for leaving the bedroom, is a really positive way of still getting that connection, that clarity, that guidance and hearing from our loved ones that we miss dearly, but without having to go in person. Now, from my perspective, when I do a reading, this is where I come to. So this for me is an ideal setting to do an online reading. So I sit down here when I come in. So I sit here, don't sit on the floor. You can sit on the floor, and it's being closer to the mirrors really helps actually if you want to do it like that. But from my perspective, with having a bit of a bad back, I sit here on the chair because it's a little bit easier and a bit more comfortable for me, but it works in the same way. And those of you, so there may be some of you on here that's watching that communicate spiritually yourself. You may be a medium, or even if you're not a practicing working medium like myself, you may be somebody that picks up spirit energy. And I meant what I said. In a scrying chamber like this, in this environment, it's a lot heightened, more heightened, and the energy is a lot higher. So all of the people that I've done training courses with in here, and we've done one-to-one, I've got a lady in here tomorrow, one-to-one, which is going to be amazing. But we can pick up so much easier, even if people have never picked up spirit energy before at all. And the key with it is, I want to explain how I do it. So from my perspective, I can sit here and I say it to everybody, and I'm going to say it to you. The easiest way that we connect spiritually is by clearing our mind. We can't communicate with people that have passed away if we're thinking about what we're having for tea. Got to reply to that email. Need to get on with that and do that. Got the kids' tea to sort out when I get in. What have we even got in the fridge? We can't communicate spiritually if that's how we're thinking. We have to have a very clear mind to be able to connect and communicate in the first place. So the first thing I do when I get in here is just to sit here and just to ground myself. And grounding is just very much part of having your feet flat on the floor, just like I'm doing now. I've got my feet flat on the floor. I always advise people to put their palms up if they can. Just have their palms up, rest, relaxing on your lap, and just to take a few deep breaths. And that's literally. And just to do that, it will just help you clear your mind. And then for me as a medium, I'm thinking, what is it that I need to do here? I need to connect with somebody. I need to open myself up spiritually. The mirrors are directly in front of me where I'm sitting now. And so for me, I would be raising my gaze, lowering my gaze right towards the bottom of the mirrors, just to let my eyes relax, just in the way that I'm doing now. Just to continue those deep breaths, just to feel the air as you're breathing it in and just slowly letting it out, just to relax yourself. And then for me, it's seeing who's here. I switch on spiritual energy a bit like switching on a light switch. So it's like a switch on and then I can switch it off at the end. It's really important for me that I do that, because when I leave here, I'm very much Dion again, not Dion the medium. So it's really important I know how to do that, and I do that regularly when I'm working. So at that point of relaxing, I'm then switching into the energy and seeing who's here. The reading that I have just done was a lady that came through. And I was doing an email reading for a lady, and I had a lady that was here. It was a lady that immediately made me feel sick, actually. I could see her quite well. She came in through the mirrors, was stood here in front of me, and she gave me the feeling of being quite nauseous. But at the same time, I could taste in my mouth medication. So I felt that she would definitely been put on medication, possibly for illness. But actually, it made her feel quite sicky, actually. I could see her wearing a cardigan, and she was telling me that she actually passed either wearing her cardigan or that it went with her on her final journey. The reason I did the email reading today is actually because the lady that's requested the reading is on holiday at the moment. And she was saying to me, I'm so glad she's on holiday at the minute, because she deserves it. She deserves to have this bit of time away. This lady was giving me lots of information. She was taking me into what I felt was her daughter, who was the one that was I was doing the email reading for. She was saying taking me into her daughter's house, showing me around the house, showing me the layout of the house, and particularly the bedroom, which I've described in email. And from my perspective, that's what I've got open. I've got open my email. I'm typing away, tapping away as I'm typing it, and that as I'm bringing it in and receiving it, I'm typing it through. Obviously, at the end of the reading, this lady stood back for me, and I asked my spirit guide, Robert, together with Joyani, who's another of my spirit guides, actually, to take the lady for me. She did actually have a gentleman come through for her, the very end, that was right at the back of the mirrors. I could hardly see him. He'd not come through actually properly. He was more towards the back of the mirrors, but I could see him. He was a younger looking chap, but he'd come to take her with him. And to take her back through to the other side. At the end of the email reading for me, as my guides have made sure that they've gone back to spirit okay, that's me obviously checking everything in terms of my spelling, because I'm typing frantically as I'm receiving the information before sending it through. So that's how an email reading works. Don't forget, I can do email readings all over the world. The connection is still the same. It works in just the same way. So that's a little bit of info for you. I look forward to seeing you soon. If you like my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe the content, and I'll see more of you very soon.